You cannot play a game with this and try and stand on the outside of intimacy with Jesus and get it. You won't. The only way to get it is to come inside and be with him and he with you. Is the only way. And all Jesus is saying, I'm going to say this, and if you don't get it, come ask me. Come on, anyone, come ask me. And some do, but a lot go, that was a dumb story.
Hi, I'm Barry Griffith with HeroMakers Collective. This is our Living Fearless Challenge, and for today's clip, we have a wonderful story from Jamie and an invitation to untie some knots. Enjoy.
And so I get on the plane to go out there, at our airport here at 6 a.m. And I don't have an answer. And I get on the plane and I'm sitting there and God, how long this flight is. So considering the time change and all, I don't have any idea what to say to these folks. And so on the plane comes this person that's going to sit next to me, and the person comes on and clearly having a very, very bad morning because, all of us are like this. It's like they're all disheveled and their bag's half open and stuff's spilling out, and their mask is like protecting their ear from infection. And they're just like, everyone on the plane of, 18 of us are like, wow, we all know what that's like. Whatever it is, we've all been there. Some of us are in it right now. And this person comes down the aisle, and I know they're coming here, and I jump up, and they're like, can I help you? Their bag, they just go and give me their bag, like this. And their phone falls on the floor, and they got to bend down on the floor, and those planes are little, And so we're doing this dance and banging people, and the person said, this is the worst day. This is the worst morning. You would not believe what happened to me this morning. And putting their stuff up, and we're saying, I got stuck inside the gate in my gated community. I could not get out. Don't you just drive up and it goes like, oh no. That's supposed to happen, but it didn't work. So I had to get out of my car, run around and hit the dinker from the front, and it would go up, and then I'd have to run around and try and jump in my car. And guess what? I'm not fast enough. And I'm like, I don't even know, how does that happen? Like, is that possible? And then on the third run, so they were pretty tired when they got to the plane, I dropped the dinker and it shattered. And so then I didn't have a light, so I was down on the ground searching for all the pieces of the dinker. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, no, I don't know. But I found all the pieces. This is a miracle story. This is like a missionary miracles. You found all the pieces in the dark? Yeah. And I reassembled the dinker. You did? Yeah, and anyway, I still couldn't get, so I called Uber. And the person goes, you know what? They don't have Uber here. And I'm like, where are you from? Guess where they were from? Silicon Valley. I just moved here. Welcome, I said. Welcome. Just moved here. I love it here. It's amazing here. I'm having a bad morning, but it's amazing here. But yeah, I've been in Silicon Valley my whole life, and this was my vocation out there, and I'm like, oh. And not a very happy person, but from Silicon Valley, new here. And I said, oh, good, people here, they love more people to come from California here. That's what people here like. And welcome. And I said, I just moved here too. I've been here a little more than a year from Seattle. And she's like, oh, yeah, oh, gosh, oh, I bet you were glad to get out of Seattle, all this kind of thing. And so plane takes off, and I'm asking the Lord, this is a person that they're from Silicon Valley, they can reassemble a dinker in the dark. This is a high-tech person. I would have just stomped on the dinker myself and gone back to bed. That's what I would have done, and said God was against me. If that gate doesn't come open, God's against me. So we're talking, this person's telling me their life, and it's a rough life, actually. And so we're at cruising altitude, and it's a 42-minute flight. So my question to the untier of knots is, can you show me how to do this in less than 42 minutes? Because the person was on their way to their Caribbean getaway to rest. Passage has been on my mind so much in the last few weeks. This is describing God in Christ. With many stories like these, like the parables, he presented his message to them, the ones with him, fitting the stories to their experience and maturity. He's fitting the parables to us if we will come ask him what they mean. He was never without a story when he spoke. When he was alone with his disciples, he went over everything. Look at this Message translation. Look what he's doing with them. Sorting out the tangles and untying the knots. That's what he's doing. Here's what he wants to do with you when he washes your feet and he dies on the cross for you. He wants to sort out your tangles and untie your knots that are all right here that are killing us. They're all knotted up and it's all tangled up in my mind. And what's happening in the Ukraine and I don't know. And the gas prices and it's all untangling. Go be with him and ask him that question. That's the invitation. That is the invitation. Come on. And here's the only two things you can say, yes or no. It's that simple. What is God like? God is like Jesus. So last week, I got invited, part of our outreach, to go speak to some folks that are in Silicon Valley, and they're a great group of people, and their question is, how do we have a movement in Silicon Valley? So I don't know why they asked me. I've never even been there, but okay. So what am I going to do? So I go to God, and I sit with them, and I ask this question. What would you, like if you were going out to speak in Silicon Valley, what would you say? This is how practical Jesus is trying to get us to be with him. I'll help you with that. Have you ever been to Silicon Valley? Yes. It's omnipresent, kind of been everywhere. So, but will he tell me? Will he tell me? Will God tell you? Or is God up there like, I don't know, did you pray enough? Did you pray long enough? I don't know, did you ask me in the right way? I'm not just going to tell you anything. Yes, he will. But here's what you have to do. Ask, knock, seek. Ask, knock, seek. He says it all the time. Come, he who asks gets answered. He who seeks finds. He who knocks, the doors are open. How often do we knock? All the time. Keep knocking. Keep asking about everything. Ask and be with the one that will untangle you and untie you and let you be free.
What a great story. And tomorrow we're going to catch the second half of the airplane story. But right now, let's jump into our challenge for today. Jesus never taught just to sound wise, but in a way that would cause us to lean in and need to ask questions. And just like in the story, he meets us in our chaos, ready to untie the knots in our minds and in our identity. Like Jamie says, he wants to untie our knots and sort out our tangles that are killing us. And you don't wait for clarity to go to him, you go to him to get clarity. So for today's challenge, 1, name one part of your life that feels tangled or heavy right now. It could be future, finances, work, identity, relationship, whatever it is to you. 2, ask Jesus directly, what do you want me to know here? What knot do you want to untie in me today? And then grab that journal. You're going to write down the first word or phrase or picture that comes to mind. Don't dismiss it. If it sounds like Jesus, loving, kind, freeing, it is. Let's trust it. Finally, community share. What's the knot he's untangling in you today? Drop that word, phrase, or story in the comments below or inside of the community. And what you share might just be what someone else needs to hear today. We'll see you tomorrow for the next day of the Living Fearless Challenge. You can join the community at livingfearlesschallenge.com or click the why video in the corner for more information.